In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out! You're still back!
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the only Cash Kraus. But before we begin, you guys can please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. It really does help grow this channel, and we could not do it without the viewers.
Absolutely.
We could be in the studio again.
And yeah, just talking to no one and not have these plugged in or anything.
No.
Then we'd be insane people.
We would be.
But yeah,
luckily
make sure
we got
you like
this.
and share for sure. And turn on those notifications.
Oh, yeah. That old bell notification.
That really helps.
Yeah,
you don't
it
say
does.
that.
It
Ring
does.
that bell.
Hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day.
That's true. You say
Do
it at the
say
end.
it. Yes.
That's true.
It's
But
just
yeah,
you have heard it so many times.
I don't even
that it's
listen to
just-
it anymore. It goes right over my head. Yeah.
One out
don't even
in
listen.
one ear, out the other.
Yes.
So.
Well, Mason, I just blew on our Have You Seen It breathalyzer. My alcohol level is at 0.06 right now, so I am flying high, brother.
That is 0.06 higher than me. I probably should have took a shot before
Of
this
course you should have.
one. I do have some vodka in
Another
the freezer,
round,
though,
of
yes.
course, yeah. And of course, we wouldn't be drunk on a normal day. Well, let's be honest. Okay. But today is a special day.
It
We're
is.
doing a drinking movie, a kind of weird subgenre. Yeah. But we are doing the Oscar winner. Yeah, we could say that. 2020 Foreign Film Award. Another round. The Danes, they love to drink.
They do.
Oh my God.
They got a lot to
love
drink about, too.
Yeah, they do. A lot to celebrate.
They
It's
do.
a beautiful country. But yeah, I'm very excited. We're doing another Foreign Film Friday, and we had to do the winner of the foreign film from the Oscars, right? We did Parasite last year.
We did.
Loved it. This one's a little more, although Parasite was hilarious. Very
Parasite
funny.
was great.
Yeah, Parasite
Bong Joon-ho,
was amazing.
fantastic.
This one can be a little more lighthearted at times, but can also be just as fucking dark too. For sure. But if you haven't seen Another Round, it stars one of my favorite, and I'll admit I'm wrong. I've been saying his name wrong. It's not Mads.
Is it Mods?
It's Maz.
Maz?
Yeah, like Mazzy Star.
Huh, that's interesting.
No D.
No D.
You don't say D.
Well, there
in
is
it.
a D.
No, you don't pronounce it.
You don't pronounce
It's
the
a
D.
silent
Okay,
D.
it's the
Yeah.
Maz.
Maz Milkison, that is his name. And but surprisingly enough, we had some people from Denmark comment. Did not shit on me for saying his name.
No, they didn't. Very friendly. Very friendly.
Of course,
and
they're probably a little sauced over there too. So
probably.
you're a little happier.
They're all blowing 0.05.
But yeah, Another Round. It is a comedy drama, which I would call a dark comedy usually.
Yeah.
That's usually what a comedy drama, a dramedy is. But yeah, the premise is simple. 4 guys, all teachers, all friends, are in a rut in their life, a lull. Things aren't going well marriage-wise, job-wise,
Career-wise,
exactly. So they read about this psychologist who's a real psychologist and actually did come out with a paper that said we are born with the blood alcohol 0.05
Deficiency.
below.
Yeah.
Deficiency. Yeah, like you'd be born with an iron deficiency.
Right.
They can give you a shot of Jägermeister and you'll be right as
Feeling
rain, brother.
great. You're good.
Which to
Stay on
me,
that even play.
institutes that that we should be giving infants alcohol.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are born.
Put a little bit in that bottle, that baby's bottle.
Yeah, but 0.05.
Well, that
It's
might be
more-
a little heavy for the baby.
It's
Give
more
like
than
0.2, 0.3.
It's not. It's more than a sip for sure. It's like a glass or glass and a half. Yep. But yeah, basically, this psychiatrist came out with the paper, said we're born below with alcohol deficiency. So if you stay, it's basically microdosing, like people do with mushrooms and acid, where you don't the weed. You're not supposed to actually get the effect of it, but it just makes you feel better.
Right.
But that lasts for about 2 days with alcohol. Alcohol is something you can't just do a little bit of.
No.
It's like doing like microdosing heroin. It's very difficult to do because you
It
just
is
want
difficult.
after
Because
one
you end
drink,
up drinking more, and then you drink a little more, and then a little more, and then you justify it, and then you turn into a
alcoholic.
Yes.
But
we all know one of those.
But it's much different if it was a film, and that's what another thing we have to talk about is this film came out 2020.
Yep.
And it already has a remake in the works.
Of course
done
it
by
does.
Leonardo DiCaprio. But it blows my mind that a film this recently, it doesn't make any sense to me.
No, normally we see that kind of stuff over in India.
Yeah.
Where they see a film, they like a film, and then they remake it in 3 languages right away. Not so much in the States, so.
No, because it doesn't, you're not going to get a film. We haven't talked about it, but I'm going to come out. I love this film. I really, really enjoyed it. That was funny. That was endearing. Mads Mikkelsen gives a phenomenal fucking performance. Yeah. All 4 guys give a really good performance.
I liked all 4 of them. I thought they were really good.
The gym teacher is kind of fucking heartbreaking. Yeah. But Tommy. Maz does such a good job, man. He should have been nominated for an Oscar for this. But you're just not going to you're not going to do a better job than they did on this one. It's not the perfect fit. It's not the best film in the world. But there's no way the American one is going to be any better.
No.
I mean, I don't understand. And it's weird in America to where like Americans see a lot of foreign films. To where India, that might not be the case. Mm-hmm. Some people may only see films that are made in India, from India. But we see a lot of foreign films. So I'm sure everyone that will see the remake of Another Round has already seen the original. Mm-hmm. So I just don't understand what they're trying to do. It's weird for Leonardo to choose this one.
Well, isn't he producing it as well? Isn't his production company have a hand in it?
And starring in it. Well, yeah.
You're not going to produce a film. You're not going to have your production company produce a film and not star in that film.
Not if you're an actor.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. He must have just really loved this film. But it's really weird. That's what everyone's kind of sentiment hearing that news was like, why? Why the fuck? Is Mads Mikkelsen going to be in it? He speaks perfect English.
That'd be cool.
It'd be fucking weird. He wouldn't be playing the
He'd be playing like
Peter
Peter
Tommy.
or something this time. Yeah, or Tommy.
The most depressing part. But yeah, I love this film. I haven't seen any of the other foreign film nominees, but this was one of my favorite films of the year, of 2020.
And I think what it did well, too, was it showed like there are people... I think everyone's different when it comes to substance abuse. There are some people that can handle these kind of things, and some people that like especially like artistic people, like obviously do drugs, and you're like, how in the hell are they functional? Like you'll see musicians like rock stars, they're strung out on fucking heroin. Kurt Cobain, and he can play guitar, he can sing, and you're like, how is that possible?
Yeah, for so long.
For so long, of course. I know, but then you look at anomalies like Ozzy Osbourne, who's literally had a long career. You can't understand. I went to a Black Sabbath concert, couldn't understand a fucking word he was saying in the mic, and then when he sings, he sounded just like he sang 40 years ago.
He doesn't do drugs though anymore either. Yeah, eventually you got no. I don't think he's capable. I mean, I don't think he is. No way. Well, maybe after he broke up with Sharon.
I got to tell you, that Sabbath concert, he goes, "This song's about cocaine, but I don't do cocaine anymore." We're like, "Okay, Ozzy, okay, buddy."
I don't know. He's a fucking 80-year-old man, but
that's back in 2016. So,
I mean, it's not much different. Not much different. Yeah, and that's what I kind of want to bring up is it's like a society thing too. Mm-hmm. That's another thing why I don't know if the remake's going to work so well. If anyone even had the inkling that a teacher was coming to work drunk,
or giving alcohol to students,
they'd shut down the fucking school district in America.
Yeah, that's SWAT teams, people kicking down doors.
Oh my God, they'd be forcing blood tests
on everyone. Yeah, dude, it would be
exactly
insane.
Mass. That's the thing too, and that's one thing that frustrated me is I mean, one you got to know about Denmark is they have the #1 education system in the world. And you could tell just by watching the movie is they talk to the two students like they're human beings.
They're adults, yes.
Exactly. Not like they're second-class citizens like we were, or not like they're fucking cattle. They're just going through the system. You got to pump fucking, you got to remember just all it is memorization. That's it. And then the second you leave, you forget fucking, and I could go all fucking day on the American education system.
Yeah, I know.
But that's one thing is they have such a cool system where it's like they really do talk with the kids like they are people. And like it was so wild seeing, when they had a problem with the teacher.
Yeah.
The kids and the parents all came in to have a discussion with the teacher. It was wild. That would never happen.
It wasn't like a out of control, disrespectful thing. Because you have parents in America who are fucking insane. They always take the side of their kids, and then they berate and yell at these teachers, these educators as well. And it's just like, you didn't get any of that.
And we got in America, we don't pay our teachers anything. And in Denmark, they're living very well off that teacher's salary because they care. It's one of the most important jobs in the world, I believe.
Absolutely. Educating the youth,
the people that are going to run our society at some point. Yeah. But it's just, that was like the craziest thing for me. I mean, I always known that Denmark is, I mean, they have like one of the highest, levels of living too, but yeah, that was wild to me. And like you said, if I came up to a teacher and being like, look, I just don't think you're doing a good enough job. I don't think I would be suspended. I'd be kicked out of that class.
Yelled at. Yep.
Exactly. I'd be yelled at by the teacher telling me how disrespectful I was and whatnot, only because that's, how they've been trained.
Right.
But it's fucking wild, dude. And even when when they know teachers are drinking at the school, it's not like they shut the whole thing down. They have like a civil meeting and be like, okay, we know someone is, it's a fucking 180.
It is an absolute 180. That's for sure.
And also Americans, also they can't really drink without getting really drunk too. That's the thing. They don't, very rarely do Americans drink socially, like have a few beers or whatever. Usually you're drinking to get drunk in America, but not in Denmark. They have children. It's like the highest. Yeah. Children drink in Denmark more than they drink in like any other European country.
Yeah.
Almost double the rate.
That was one of the most like culturally shocking things for me watching the film. Not that like by any stretch of the imagination I was appalled by it, but
no.
But like, obviously the teacher recommending, hey, take the edge off, kid.
I know.
Because he had so much anxiety, taking this test. And it was kind of cool to see, though, in a weird way.
And that was their finals, their last before
finals.
they go to.
But it was like a way for the teacher to be like, you could tell the teacher genuinely cared about this kid. He wanted him to pass because he knew he was smart enough. His anxiety was just getting the best of him, So in a weird way, it was like something we shouldn't do over here. But at the same time, like,
it was also kind of thing.
Endearing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's nice to know that a teacher has your back in a way.
Yes.
You don't want your teacher supplying you with drugs. But also you got to think in Denmark, it's very socially acceptable for kids to drink. Mm-hmm. 15 to 18, they drink double the amount of any other European country.
Right.
So it's really socially acceptable to drink, but it's not socially acceptable there for a teacher to give. He died. But that was also a thing that was towards the end where everyone had stopped drinking because it unravels so fucking fast in this film. Yeah. That's one thing about this film is it's a kind of a slow start. It's a slow burn at the start, but once they get drinking, it fucking goes from there and it turns up the speed quick. And from there on out, I was glued to the screen because you're like, how long could this possibly last to where they have to start drinking more and more and more and more. Yep. And that happens.
It does happen.
It's brutal.
What they did well is between the four characters, they all handled that in different ways. So Maz Milkinson's character was he did cross that line. He obviously had relationship problems with Annika, his wife.
Cheating on him.
Distance. Yeah, she was cheating on him. But he handled it a lot different than someone who, like Tommy, who showed up to work belligerently drunk, who was late.
Well, that was after they all...
quit because he turned into an alcoholic. He couldn't stop.
Well, that was the thing is like you think you think maybe this thing would have worked had they not all been in a horrible place in the first. If they were all like very happy with their lives and they decided to do this little experiment, it might have worked for a while.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were all so fucking depressed, and that's it's
Alcohol is a depressant too.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a downer and whatnot, and that's like it's like a staple of like, you shouldn't be drinking if you do have things to take care of and whatnot, and then. Yeah. But that's the thing is they were all in pretty bad spots already. So when they started drinking, it just kind of got worse and worse and worse. For a short while, it was better for them because they were fucking drunk. Yeah. But I never felt like they were doing like such an amazing job. I mean, their lives weren't that much better. It was just better for them because they were drunk all the time.
Yeah. And I would say Maz's teaching, though, there was kind of a resurgence, a new like fire in him. Because you could see
because at that point he hated his fucking job. Yeah.
And the students really appreciated him, and with obviously, which I actually learned this same kind of thing where they're like, he's going through the list, he's telling all the miserable things about all three of these candidates.
Which I thought, that's another thing I thought that was kind of weird that they didn't have any clue like who these people when they had been learning about it. Maybe we was just that bad of a teacher.
Maybe. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of context there.
Yeah, but I'm like they've been learning about World War II for a long time, and they don't have and then he's like these men. Roosevelt, and they're like, oh
man, I would have never guessed.
Churchill. Oh, yeah, and the most healthiest one, Hitler. That's one thing I was like, but yeah, like you said, it reignited a fire. But even after he started drinking, you get the sense that he kept that fire going.
Yeah,
because towards the end of the film, they love him.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he was completely sober with Annika and his two kids, Casper and whatever. Yeah, when they went, camping and whatnot.
Yeah,
so. He was still having fun.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun movie. It's got a crazy premise for sure. And again, the acting was so well done that scene when they're first talking about it at the dinner party, and everyone else is drinking, and then Maz just gets like tears in his eyes out of nowhere, and then it's just they're all happy, and then it goes from like 0 to like 52. Or it goes 100 to 50 to 0, like in reverse, and it's very sad. Yeah. And then he picks up the glass and he starts chugging the wine, and you're thinking, oh God, I don't know if this.
Slow down, pal.
I don't know if that's what the psychiatrist kind of had in mind. Yeah. But yeah, it's a wild premise, and I guess the premise changed throughout the movie. It had a kind of crazy background. This story. Did you hear about the director's daughter?
No.
So originally, this movie was written as like a celebration of alcohol. Like it was supposed to be much more like like pro alcohol. Like but then the director's daughter and the director got the idea for the film from his daughter's like high school life, like her going to parties and stuff. Mm-hmm. And the director wrote a play, and his daughter's name was Ida, and the director is it's Thomas Vitterberg. But his daughter's name was Ida, and she's like, man, you should make that play into a movie. And she kind of gave him ideas about her life in high school and the parties and stuff. And she was supposed to be Maz's daughter. She was going to play Maz's daughter. Mm-hmm. He was supposed to have a son and a daughter, but instead he had two sons. Yeah. She died in a car accident 4 days into filming. And he kind of rewrote the entire thing.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? So it was going to be two different films. And then she died, and he dedicates the film to her at the end. You probably saw that. Yeah. But yeah, it's a crazy premise where they kind of changed the entire thing on a whim because of that happening, which is...
Was the accident due to alcohol?
I would have to assume so. They didn't say that, they just said a car accident. Right. But I would have to assume that it was due to drunk driving. Oh, I have the quote here. He said the story was originally a celebration of alcohol based on the thesis that the world history would have been different without alcohol. So that's kind of a common theme question is like where would we be if there'd be no alcohol?
Right.
But he said, however, 4 days into filming, Ida was killed in a car accident. Following the tragedy, the script was reworked to become more life-affirming. Quote, it should not be just about drinking. It was about being awakened to life. Isn't that wild that they switched the kind of the entire premise, and it's still very successful.
And still held so much weight, too.
Yeah. And it's on a whim, though, it was changed. And it still was so powerful. I mean, I have to assume even more powerful than what the original would have been without that happening. But, man, a tragic story. But just a wild kind of background to the movie that they changed the whole thing 4 days film, and that she was going to play a role in the film as well. Yeah. And the fact that he kept going is also...
Yeah, still kept making the film.
Yeah.
Even after the fact. That's sad, man.
It is. It's a tragic story, but I thought it was too interesting not to bring up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess the entire thing kind of changed, but yeah, high school life in Denmark, man, seems great.
And didn't we have a exchange student?
We did, and his name was Malta, and there's a Malta in.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought he was from Denmark. I was pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm still friends with him on Facebook. Yeah, his name is Malta something. It must be a pretty common name. It must be like Matt or something. Yeah, but yeah, we did.
Yeah, why would you ever come over here?
He loved to drink too.
Denmark, yeah, man. That's what I heard. What I heard, of course, I never would have done anything like that at that age, so.
Yeah, you were a real angel.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, but he loved to drink as well. I thought that was he's probably still drinking to this day.
Probably
has that 0.05.
He's probably got a beer open watching this right now. How's it going? Malta. We remember you.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. Vaguely. As much as you can remember a foreign exchange student, they are mostly forgettable. Yeah. Because like you said, are the coolest kids really wanting to leave Denmark and go to America? Some other? I don't think so.
No, of course not. Never.
But yeah, I like that opening scene. The scenes with Tommy and Maz when they stop drinking is a really good scene. When he goes to first when he comes to the fucking school, like, did you think you were gonna fake that? The guy was falling down,
he was
drunk,
fucked up, and like. How do you not just call out of work if you're that
and me
drunk?
Being American, I was so tense during that moment.
Yeah. And
then once you start realizing like, oh, they're not gonna fucking fire this guy because they feel bad for him and they think it's it is, but they think it's a disease, it's an addiction. So they wouldn't just fire him. And even he wasn't even that worried about it. I'll call the school.
I'll go home, I guess. Someone carry me home.
I'll call him tomorrow. But yeah, that was kind of unexpected too. I really thought they were all gonna like quit on a whim, and then he comes in, and even, from there, it's sad, it's bad, yeah.
Even the extras too, the extras who were like teachers, you could tell was more a concerning look on their face than condemning him.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like if you got that here, they'd be like, oh, this disgusting human being. How could you?
To be fair, I'm almost positive I had a few teachers that were drunk every once in a while. Yeah, I'm almost positive. Although it was not nearly like a fun thing. Like they're trying to do an experiment. It was more of a depressed living situation.
Yeah, they're not writing a hypothesis on this.
God, no. They're fucking doing a little Jack Daniels in the parking lot and crying most of the time. Yeah, but and let me tell you, the teaching didn't get better. If anything.
It wasn't a Maz Milkinson effect.
If anything. And I don't think they were abiding by the 0.05, 8 o'clock rule.
Right. Right. Where you got to level out.
It was most likely they were coming in drunk from the last bender.
And then coming down off of it.
But still drunk on the day. That's the more American version. Yes. But yeah, they had, we didn't talk about it, they have strict rules. They had like, you can't drink past 8 p.m., which again lasts a couple days.
Maybe a couple days. Yeah. Then after that, they're like, yeah, we're drinking till midnight.
Yeah,
guys,
and then they're like,
extending this curfew?
And then at one point, they're like, 0.05. We had to go the farthest we could go.
You're like, what? No. That's a huge jump.
That's a 95% leap. But one night we're like, okay, it's the night where they all go and party. Right, it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. And they go to the docks because they can't find fresh cod. So they're going
and drunkenly fishing for it. Yeah. And then, who was it? Was it Peter who jumped in the water and he goes, oh, whatever. And he goes swims to the other side. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I really, I enjoyed that. Very funny. But again, the whole time, at least in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm having fun. But this party's going to come to an end.
Yeah.
And it's going to come to an abrupt fucking stop. Mm-hmm. And it pretty much does for everyone. Yeah. Not Tommy, not Maz, but the other guy who's got all the kids who always pee on him.
Yes, that would have been.
That guy almost
Nicolaj.
gets a fucking divorce.
Well, yeah.
Tommy
dude,
loses
You can't
his
just piss the bed like that.
No, that guy
Your
almost
kid's
gets a
already
divorce.
pissing the bed.
Maz almost gets a divorce. Tommy ends up taking his own life eventually, and it's a very sad, well done.
And that was, it was a well done scene before that with Maz.
Exactly,
with
that dialogue. When what does he say? He says something like, "It's not worth it," or something like that. And Maz immediately goes, "What?" He goes, "What?" Because when you hear that, it's like a red flag.
Well, and then he tells him too as he's leaving. He goes, "I'm rooting for you and Annika."
Yeah,
and it's like between all that day, it was really good dialogue because you kind of saw the writing on the wall where this guy was mentally.
Yeah,
he was just kind of done.
And then Maz says something like, "He's like, I'll call you," and Tommy just goes,
"Yeah."
And he's like, "I don't think you'll get it."
I prefer if you guys quit coming around.
Yeah,
and that's another red flag too.
Oh, my
if a buddy
God.
says something
Absolutely.
like that, and he says, "Hey, I don't need to see you guys
help.
anymore."
Absolutely, yeah. If you can, But yeah, that scene was kind of gut wrenching because you had the feeling that Maz kind of knew where he was at too, and how it was only going to get worse. But yeah, taking the dog out, and then
the dog was going anytime. That thing couldn't walk on its own, couldn't piss on its own.
Yeah, I know. I forgot about that scene where you take the dog out and lift its leg. Yeah.
He's like, I just got to get it started for him. It's like, bro, just put it down.
Poor pup.
Poor bastard.
He outlived Tommy, the dog.
He did.
So not that bad of a run.
No.
But yeah, that was sad when he goes to the boat and he doesn't take the life jacket.
Yeah.
And you kind of know. Because remember before, they kind of set it up that he was a gym teacher that didn't know how to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very sad. And this very sad funeral scene, too, where the soccer kids come.
Yeah, Specs. He loved Specs. Specs loved him.
Specs couldn't play soccer or football worth a shit.
No.
But a good kid.
But hey, he had that one goal.
The heart of the team, you could say.
Yeah, he was. He was the heart of the team.
That was a very, very sad moment. But one of the greatest endings, though, to a movie I've seen in a while. I love the final ending a movie in a dance number.
Man,
hard to do.
Was he dancing or was he doing parkour?
Let me tell you something about Maz.
Yeah.
He is a classically trained dancer. He was a dancer for 10 years before. Because another thing about Maz is he didn't get his first film role until he was like, or I think his first American one at least, but very later in life, like 30s or 40s.
Wow.
Yeah. He didn't blow up, but he was a dancer. And you can see some hilarious videos on YouTube of a young Maz Mikkelsen doing some very funny, like TV show. Like he goes on TV shows and dance because he was just a dancer back then. But it's just weird to see this guy who's almost always been a bad guy in American films.
And very
doing like the waltz and it's so funny. And it was kind of weird seeing him this as like a regular everyday guy. I'm so used to him torturing James Bond or eating human beings as Hannibal that I'm not used to him being just a regular dad. And he's always a bad guy. In everything I've seen, I feel like he's been a bad guy in. Doctor Strange, he was the bad guy.
That's right, yeah.
It's because he gives off like a German-esque.
He does, yeah.
Because that's what we do.
A very stern
with
face,
Scandinavia.
too.
Anyone from Scandinavia, you might as well be from Russia if you're in America.
Yeah, we're so uncultured. We have no idea. We're pretty dumb.
Like Rocky, fucking the Russian. He's from Sweden.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we got no fucking clue. But if you got an accent, it scares the shit out of us. Yeah. So we'll put you in as a bad guy. But yeah, I thought he did a wonderful job. And I can't say I'm so excited for the remake unless Mad Mikkelsen is in it. Right. But he's not going to be fucking in it. There's no way. He's not going to be playing the same part either. But I don't know. Of all the films Leonardo DiCaprio could pick,
this one seems a little odd for him to remake.
Yeah. It's so weird. But man, he must have had a real connection to it. We know something about Leo. He loves to drink. He loves to party.
That's what I've heard.
Loves young women.
I've been on the inside of that Leo gossip, and I've heard some pretty crazy things. Some firsthand accounts.
He's our generation's Jack Nicholson.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't tie the man down.
No, you cannot. No.
He can't be by himself in a room.
He's literally got a list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But so he's probably. And one more thing I got to talk about. We better talk about it. The acting is phenomenal, but the way they acted drunk was very well done.
Yes, it was.
In film, it's so easy to do over the top stupid shit that people don't.
Even him falling over in the grocery store was kind of funny,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
Because that guy's like, okay, guys.
Yeah, you got to go now.
And I love how, like, casual it is there in
And again, in
Denmark.
America, the owner beating the shit out of you.
Well, you got security. They're calling the cops.
Oh, you're getting shot,
They're
tased.
drawn. Weapons are drawn already.
Oh, the manager's got his gun drawn because in America, all the store all
everyone
managers
has guns. We have guns everywhere. I actually have a gun here.
Yeah, and I'm sure. Let me. Oh yeah.
I did bring mine
wasn't sure if I
today.
brought mine today, but yeah, for sure. Oh my, and that's what I was. That's exactly what I was thinking during that grocery store scene too. Like, oh my god, if that was he would have like the fucking bag
sure.
boy get in there on this, and they'd be beating
Tackling
the guy on the
him
ground.
and-
And then the cops would come and be like, "You did the right thing
You
there.
did- hey, that is the right way to subdue
You
someone.
beat him, so we didn't have to." And I like that.
I like that.
But yeah, it's just much more understanding. But I thought they did such a good job of acting drunk to the point where I thought maybe they were drunk at times. It seemed like that.
They might have.
They did such a good job. I mean, just being like drunk and like running through the streets and stuff, that's just something that people do when they're drunk. And something I always want to do is run for some reason. I never want to run.
Never.
When I'm
Let's just start drinking. And then you're like, yeah, let's run a little
Let's
bit.
run. Let's get our blood flowing for sure. But yeah, I thought they did just a really, really good job of that. But of course, firsthand experience.
Right. They're pretty used to being drunk over there, I could imagine. So.
But yeah, great. I really do want to visit Denmark. It looks
So
like
do
a
I.
fucking beautiful, beautiful country. It's the most southern Scandinavian country, so not super cold either.
Oh, that's nice.
They got like oceans and stuff. It looks awesome. So, and again, the wine flows like water there.
I'd like to try some of that Denmark wine. if I'm being
Absolutely,
honest.
yeah. Good vodka too, I hear. Yeah. But
They did have some Smirnoff in this. Yeah, which
not the good
not the
vodka I
best
was talking
vodka,
about.
No.
I was talking about more of when they go to the dinner party and he's like, oh, this vodka's from fucking 1920 or whatever. That looked like good vodka.
Yeah.
But they just chug it anyway, so no,
So it doesn't matter.
they don't taste it. But yeah, great film. I would highly recommend
Absolutely.
it. It's on Hulu. Hulu has a few of the foreign film nominees streaming.
I was fully expecting to pay for this film to
No,
rent
yeah.
it, and then I was like, "Oh, it's on Hulu."
Hulu's scooping up. They have another foreign film. I can't remember. It's from like Hong Kong or something, but it's called The Man Who Sold His Skin. It's supposed to be really good as well, and that's on Hulu too.
I wish someone would pick up Madari
Yeah, that
so
would be
we could
nice.
review that one. I can't justify paying $30 to watch it on my TV.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have?
I didn't tell you I watched it.
No, was it good?
I went to theater and watched it. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, damn.
was
See, that's
so
one I want to
good.
review too on this podcast because it looked really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it was Steven Yeun who does the voice of Mark Grayson in
Yes.
Invincible. He's
Yep.
on fire
And
right
got
now.
his head bashed in Walking Dead
Yes, he
many,
did.
many years ago.
Yes, he
Yes.
did. He was so happy. I remember him doing everything. He was so happy to
Get off that
Getting
show.
killed on that show was like everyone's fucking dream.
That, God, I can't stand another day on set just walking around.
Please kill me, God. And they're sorry, another 8 seasons.
Yep, sorry. We got
You're
8 more to
too
do. You
important.
signed that contract to further your career.
You are
fucked up,
too
kid.
It wasn't like Game of Thrones where you're like,
No.
God, I could be dead anytime. It's like, oh, I'm going to be alive for a long
Can you imagine that the Boondock Saints guy, what's his name? But he's still on that show.
Who? Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Daryl?
Yes.
That's his name in the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the show, yeah.
Yeah, and he's got like a spinoff coming too.
I'm like, dude, do you just want to kill zombies the rest of your career, man? I mean, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. You're making a buco
That guy's
bucks.
still alive, huh?
I believe so. The last season, he
Well,
was
I'm guessing
in one
so.
of
If
the
they have a
trailers.
spinoff, he's got to be still alive, unless it's a prequel, I guess. But what happened to that show,
I don't know.
man?
Number one zombie killer of all time.
All right, that's all I got. I would again highly recommend.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. That is our review for Druck or Another Round, if you are an English speaking.
Drook.
If you guys like what you're seeing here, please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Kraus. And until next time.
Bye.